Okay, hello everyone, this is Destin Gaming. Guess what, we're reacting to Americano. Americano, just the worst ever paleontology video producer. You can see this 12 most dangerous dinosaurs in the world. Is this like AI? No, I think it was before AI. I don't know what I'm looking at, but it's like, is that even an Ankylosaurus? What is that? It looks like a turtle of some sort of rare genetic disorder. Anyways, we're gonna be reacting to this Americano nightmare. Let's see.
Caused us the most.
Come on.
We all know that dinosaurs could be a little bit dangerous and
Of course, 0 seconds into the video, they're using Jurassic Park already, so that's a good sign.
would probably cause us trouble if they still existed. Otherwise, the Jurassic Park movies would have been a touch boring. But of all the dinosaurs that ever did exist, which ones would have caused us the most trouble if we had actually been
He's only been showing Jurassic Park / World so far, really?
unlucky enough to share the Earth with them? These are the most dangerous dinosaurs in the world. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos every day. That being said, let's begin.
The reason that aliens don't visit Earth is because they don't want to associate with this monstrosity.
Number 12. Ankylosaurus.
Okay, so I can get behind that. That's reasonable.
Right, you're gonna be hearing a lot of big, confusing words in this video, so brace yourself. First up is Ankylosaurus, and no, that's not Latin for I have a sore ankle. It's the name of our first dinosaur. Ankylosaurus means...
Again, I would call that AI, but I'm pretty sure it's just before AI art was a thing. That does not look like an Ankylosaurus. That looks like a monstrosity. What is that? And also, the T-Rex has pronated hands. This is not an Ankylosaurus. It looks like a stupid nightmare.
Fused lizard. They belong to the family of Ankylosauridae.
Like, why are the spikes like that? Those look like freaking Stegosaur thagamizers, except on its back. And then why is the club a literal mace? This is just wrong in so many ways.
And are classified as reptilia. They could grow in length to about 9
Even though this is a Jurassic World design, it's still better.
meters and weighed over 6,000
It's not entirely correct, though, but it's better than whatever the heck that last one was.
kilograms. The fossils suggest that they were alive during the Cretaceous period in the western part of North America. A complete skeleton of the species has not yet been discovered, so illustrations of what they look like are somewhat rooted in guesswork, meaning they could be inaccurate. But at the very least, we have some kind of
I don't think an Ankylosaurus could gallop like that.
idea of what they may have looked like. This dinosaur was heavily armored, which would help in defense and attack at the same time. Of course, when we say armor, we don't mean Knight of the Round Table style chainmail, as awesome as that would be. We mean their skin was notoriously tough, giving them an added sense of danger. Now it's time for the rare type.
Oh god, is this good? Usually these are the thumbnail, but because they already showed the thumbnail, it's probably gonna be something else. But usually these are the thumbnail, so I'm curious what it's gonna be.
Topic. This image right here is
Okay, so it's a Sarcosuchus with a red arrow for some reason.
the CG reconstruction of a fascinating creature known as the Sarcosuchus. Now, technically speaking, the Sarcosuchus is not a dinosaur, which is why we've pulled it aside as our rare topic. But what is it? It's actually a lot more terrifying than a dinosaur.
Don't call it a crocodilian. Don't call it a crocodilian.
This is a dinosaur-killing crocodile.
Of course he called it a crocodile. He had to butcher it, really. It's not a crocodile. It's not an alligator. It's not a caiman. It's not a crocodilian. Come on.
It's a very distant relative of modern crocodiles, living 112
Distant relative? Yes, but it's not a crocodile itself. That's like calling a robin a pigeon or something. Like, if you see a robin outside, that's like if you called it a pigeon. It's just not the same.
million years ago. These massive things were known for being able to take on dinosaurs in fights and sometimes even win. They could have given some of the dinosaurs in this video a run for their money. The Sarcosuchus could reach a length of 37.7 feet and a colossal weight of 18,000 pounds. There are bite marks on fossils proving how much damage these things could do to dinosaurs as terrifying as the T-Rex. These crocs would take
Of course, comparing everything to the T-Rex again.
out dinos with a finishing move called a death roll. This move
I don't think it could do the death roll. Wasn't Sarcosuchus unable to do that? Like, wasn't Sarcosuchus specifically not able to do that?
The croc hold their prey tight in their jaws and then spin their body, ripping off the flesh and limbs in the process. Comment down below with the hashtag rare topic and we will pin the best comment in relation to this image. And now to the next topic. Number 11. Sarcosuchus.
But you just talked about it. What do you... Oh my god. But you just talked about it. And also you pronounced it wrong.
Sarcosuchus means flesh crocodile.
You're pronouncing it wrong all of a sudden. You pronounced it right earlier, but now you're doing it wrong.
They happen to be very distant relatives of crocodiles and are said to have lived around 112 million years ago, back when Betty was just turning 50. These are perhaps the biggest crocodiles to have ever lived.
They're not crocodiles. And also, you said you would pull it aside. Now you're putting it back in the top 12. So is this actually a top 11 because this one's not a dinosaur?
They're fossils found in Africa. They're classified as reptilia and belong to the family of Paleosauridae. They're believed to have been as long as a city bus, which is well over 12 meters, and they weighed in over 8 tons. The mere skull was the size of a fully grown male human. One bite.
Why specifically a male human?
And you'd
I don't think humans have that much sexual dimorphism with their height.
disappear. Number 10. Trudon.
And Trudon does not exist. I swear, if they show that skull crawler from that one Origins Explained video...
These happen to be small dinosaurs resembling a bird and are said to have lived during the late Cretaceous period. Their fossils were first discovered in 1855 in North America. More species were discovered in Texas, New Mexico, and Wyoming. The name means wounding tooth.
Why can't you just say Stenonychosaurus?
They are classified as reptilia and belong to the family of Trudontidae. They are said to have been around 2.5 meters in length on average and could weigh over 50 kilograms. Like I said, they were small, but the smaller they get, the deadlier they get as well, at least in most cases. Number 9. Kronosaurus.
What do you mean the smaller it gets, the more deadly it is? That makes no sense. And also, why are you including Kronosaurus? It's not a dinosaur, it's a marine reptile.
The name means lizard of Kronos.
It's a marine reptile, you doofus. Not a dinosaur. Also, what do you even mean by the smaller it gets, the more dangerous it gets? Did I hear him right?
The deadlier they get of Trudontidae. They are said to have been around 2.5 meters in length on average and could weigh over 50 kilograms. Like I said, they were small, but the smaller they get, the deadlier they get.
Yeah, he did say that. That makes no sense. What are you talking about?
As well, at least in most cases.
What does that even mean?
Number 9. Kronosaurus. The name means lizard of Kronos, which sounds like something from Skyrim, but is apparently real. They were named after the Greek leader called Cronus. These dinosaurs had a short
They're not dinosaurs. Dude, at least with Sarcosuchus, he actually acknowledged it's not a dinosaur. This one, he's just calling it a dinosaur, even though it's not. Bro, at least he acknowledged it for Sarco. But then he called it a crocodile, so he still messed up. But, like, come on, this is not a dinosaur.
But don't let their limited swallowing ability fool you. They were
What the hell do you mean, limited swallowing ability? What is that meant to mean?
still pretty dangerous and not to be messed with. They're classified as Sauropsida and belong to the
I'm pretty sure they could easily swallow a human whole. Their head is massive.
family of Plesiosauridae. They reached the length of 13 meters, but would usually average around 9 or 10 meters. They were equipped with large teeth exceeding a length of 7 centimeters. The largest of its teeth reached a length of 30 centimeters, so these guys had one heck of a bite on them. Number 8. Allosaurus. These guys lived during the late Jurassic period around 155 million years ago. The name Allosaurus means different lizard. Nice and specific. They're classified as reptiles and belong to the family of Allosauridae. They are said to have a large skull with several sharp teeth and averaged around 9 meters in length. If there's one thing a lot of these
What the hell is that image? That looks like a Brachiosaurus. Is that a Brachiosaurus?
dinosaurs had in common, it's seriously intense chompers. I would not want to have to brush those things.
And that just looks like a generic kid's toy.
It would be like trying to wipe plaque off a razor blade. Some studies suggest that they could reach the length of 12 meters. They had a heavy tail, suggesting greater balance. They've been estimated to weigh in at around
How many feet is 12 meters? Sorry, I'm American.
2.3 metric tons. Just imagine one of these bad boys chasing after you. You wouldn't stand a fighting chance. Number 7. Ampelus fragillimus.
Isn't this an invalid or it was downsized? I don't remember if this was just invalid or downsized. There's something like, I think it was invalid or downsized.
Lots of dinosaurs have an absolute mouthful of a name, and the Ampelus fragillimus is no exception. The literal translation is bioconcave, and they were, simply put, really super long. They were, at their longest, the longest—
Yeah, I know there was something either outdated or oversized about it, like, I don't remember which, though. I don't remember if it was oversized or invalid. There was something invalid about it.
known vertebrates to have ever existed, with lengths averaging between 40 to 60 meters and weighing around about 122 tons. To put that into a little perspective, 1 ton is around 2,000 pounds, so one Ampelus fragillimus weighed 244,000 pounds. The heaviest known man living at the time of this video is only 974 pounds by comparison. Must be nice for him to know that there's something bigger than him. Classified as reptilian.
What do you mean, nice to know there's something bigger than him? Do you think he's like... Are you, like, assuming that there's, like, freaking elephants are smaller than him or something? Like, what is the logic?
They belong to the family of Diplodoccoidea. Number 6. Sinosauropteryx.
Oh, God, this is like that other video where they said Sinosauropteryx is more dangerous than a fucking T-Rex. Dude, wasn't that Origins Explained, though? Why is Americano doing this crap, too? Wait, was it Origins Explained? No, I think it was also Americano. I don't know who did it, but this was in another video.
Dinosaur, another difficult name to pronounce. I'm just gonna call him...
This is literally one of the most harmless non-avian dinosaurs. It can't do anything to you.
Scary Boys. The Scary Boy's true name translates...
Why are you calling it a scary boy? Like, look, this thing is tiny. It can't do anything to you.
...to Chinese reptilian wing. They were a Compsognathidae dinosaur, which means they were small carnivores, generally conservative in form, and hailing from the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods. They, much like the
Why are you showing a copy? Why are you showing a copy from Jurassic Park?
Archaeopteryx have bird-like features, and that's what initially inspired the ideas, way back when, that there may be a connection between old-school dinosaurs and modern-day bird. The Scary Boy was the first dinosaur not
Why do you keep calling it the Scary Boy? How mainstream do you have to be?
Included in the avialy evidence to have wings. They had furry coats of feathers, long tails, and short arms, and were considered to be close relatives.
Bro, you say it has feathers, but then you show whatever the hell this is.
Of the, and here we go with the tricky words again, Compsognathus, relatively cute.
You still pronounced it wrong, and that's not an accurate copy. The Jurassic Park one's inaccurate. It should have feathers.
Dinosaurs about the size of a modern-day turkey. Presumably Fred Flintstone and co. would eat those for Thanksgiving. That was a joke. We know cavemen wouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving. Please don't mention it in the comments.
Cavemen didn't even live with non-avian dinosaurs.
You're gonna mention it in the comments, aren't you? Whatever. Let's get back on topic. Both the Scary Boy and the, what I'm now going to call, Little Turkey fellas...
Dude, how unprofessional, how mainstream is this, bro? This is so stupid.
...to the family of Compsognathidae. They lived in the northeastern part of China during the Cretaceous period and were the first dinosaurs to be discovered from the Yixian Formation. Many aspects of their biology are illustrated with the help of well-preserved fossils. Number 5. Velociraptor.
Velociraptor isn't even dangerous, bro. A coyote is more dangerous than a velociraptor, and coyotes also aren't really that dangerous unless they have rabies.
No doubt aware of the Velociraptor. They had a central role in a tiny little indie film called...
I don't think I'd call Jurassic Park a tiny little indie film. That's not a good way to say it. And also, like, of course he's going to use Jurassic Park with all these inaccurate pronated wrist scaly raptors.
Jurassic Park that you may have heard of. That franchise would have clued you into just how big of a nuisance and potential threat these guys would have been back in their day.
But they're inaccurate in that movie.
They may have been small, but much like somebody who's camping, they were intense. The name Velociraptor...
Really? What kind of pun is that? And this is actually a decent reconstruction right here, although it has a few problems. The feathers on the tail should be more branching, and it should have lips.
Means swift Caesar, an apt way of describing just how fast, yet deadly, they could be, and also a great name for a rock band. The Swift Caesar were said to have...
This image also has problems. It needs wing feathers.
Lived just over 75 to 71 million years ago and were part of the late Cretaceous period. Their fossils were found in China and
This image has the same problems as the first. It needs more branching tail feathers, and the lips, it needs lips.
Mongolia. They're classified as reptilia and belong to the family.
Why does he keep pointing out that everything is a reptile? Like, isn't it obvious? He's like, they all belong to reptilia. But isn't that obvious? Why do you need to point out for everything? It feels AI generated.
Of Dromaeosauridae. They could weigh up to 15 kilograms and would grow in length up to 2 meters. Though they might seem potentially harmless considering their size and weight,
They were harmless. I mean, maybe not harmless because, like, a chicken itself even a chicken has a chance to attack you, but it's not going to do much damage. A Velociraptor is mostly harmless. You're more likely to be hurt by your pet. It's basically about as dangerous as your cat, maybe a little more. A dog is more dangerous.
they would usually attack in herds, and that's where the
Okay, first of all, no, and secondly, it's packs, not herds, and they also don't hunt in packs anyways. Loose gangs, maybe, but not packs.
problem starts. Besides, they're really fast. Like, really.
Even though this image is feathered, it still sucks. Like, this image has so many problems. The pronated wrist, or like, just, I don't know if it's actually pronated, but like, it looks like a Jurassic Park raptor, but with feathers lazily put on it.
Fast. Usain Bolt fast. Petro Maximoff fast. Barry Allen fast. How quickly can I disappoint my mother fast? Number 4.
What is he talking about?
Liopleurodon.
Not a dinosaur. It's just like the Kronosaurus. It's not a dinosaur.
We've discussed the Liopleurodon in one of our other videos about underwater monsters, and there's no doubt
Monsters. Of course he calls it a monster.
in our mind that they were truly one of the deadliest and most dangerous dinosaurs
It's not a dinosaur. It's a fucking, like, marine reptile. Plesiosaur,
ever
Plesiosaur, not a dinosaur.
existed. They were also one of the most dangerous sea creatures to have ever lived. The name means smooth-sided teeth, and they were marine carnivorous reptiles. They belong to the family of Plesiosauridae. They lived during the Middle
This looks more like a mosasaur than a pliosaur.
Jurassic period and could grow to the enormous
Also, why is the image so low quality?
length of 25 meters.
God, not the 25-meter walking with dinosaur Liopleurodon again. Also, this is not a Liopleurodon. This is like a random plesiosaur. That's not a pliosaur. This is like a freaking, like, plesiosaurus or something. And also, it's not 25 meters.
Their fossils were mostly found in England and France, and one of the species is known to have existed somewhere in Russia. They had 4 strong limbs, which indicate them to be
This is that random mosasaur again.
really powerful swimmers. A study shows that this body structure would provide excellent acceleration, if not top speed. Simply put, if you were underwater
Again, this is not a pliosaur. This is a random plesiosaur, like a I don't know, like plesiosaurus. I don't know. This is not a pliosaur.
with one, you would want to get away from it as fast as you could. Suitable bath time buddies, they were not. Number 3.
Is your audience like 3-year-olds or something?
Tyrannosaurus Rex. It was
Okay,
inevitable,
noticing that T-Rex is number 3, he's probably gonna put like Spino as number 1 or something.
but of course, we're gonna end on the Tyrannosaurus
Why are you showing a Velociraptor when you're talking about T-Rex?
Rex, aka
This is a Velociraptor. What are you talking about?
the T-Rex. One of the most iconic dinosaurs of all time, thanks to Steven Spielberg cementing their place in history by making them a major feature in the Jurassic Park movies. It worked for Velociraptors, it worked for Jeff Goldblum, it worked for the T-Rex.
At least you're showing a very accurate depiction, though. This is like one of the most accurate T-Rex images possible.
We are all incredibly familiar with the name Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like David Bowie, Beyonce Knowles, or
I don't know who those first 2 people are.
Sherlock Holmes, it's just one of those names that everybody knows.
I don't know who most of those people. I've never heard the first 2 names in my life. What were they again?
Worked for the T-Rex. We are all incredibly familiar with the name Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like David Bowie, Beyonce Knowles, or
Okay, I might have heard of Beyonce, but the first one I've never heard of.
Sherlock Holmes, it's just one of those names that everybody knows. But just like every other dino on this list, their name means something else. Tyrant Lizard. Now, if that doesn't sound like the name of one of
That's some sort of goofy Skylander thing.
Dr. Neocortex's crazy creations, we don't know what does. The fossils suggest that these guys
Again, that's a Velociraptor.
used to live in western North America some 67 million years ago. They, like most of the more dangerous
Why are you showing an iguana?
Dinosaurs are classified as reptilia and belong to the family of, and I swear,
That doesn't mean they look like iguanas, though. And also, is this even a T-Rex? The neck looks too long.
if I have to say one more hard word, I'm gonna slam my head against my desk. Tyrannosauridae. They could grow over 12 meters in length and would usually weigh over 6 metric tons.
Hold on. Okay, I'm tired. What is 12 meters? What is 12 meters? I'm sorry. Okay. So, they said Allosaurus was 12 meters, which is completely wrong. So, now I actually correct that. Them saying that Allosaurus could be 12 meters is stupid. That's just wrong.
Again,
T-Rex, maybe a few feet more. Like, T-Rex probably like 40, 41 feet. So 12 meters is a little on the lower side for T-Rex. Allosaurus, it's way too big.
time for a little weight perspective. 1 metric ton is equal to 1,000 kilograms, or 2,205 pounds. That's 2 times as heavy as the tongue of a blue whale, 2.5 times heavier
That wasn't even a blue whale. That was like a humpback whale or something.
than a giraffe, and 3 times as heavy as a rhinoceros. On a side note, if anyone has a measuring scale for sale, please let us know, we just broke ours. Despite their size and weight and the significant length of their tail, they had infamously small arms. They sadly could never join in with, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. So while they may have been one of the most dangerous dinosaurs to ever live, at least there was no danger of them grabbing you or tickling you. Eating
Well, their arms were still quite large compared to us their arms compared to their body, small. Their arms compared to us, large. A T-Rex could still easily disembowel you with one claw swipe. If the T-Rex, honestly, if it were chasing you and for some reason didn't want to use its head, it could easily disembowel you with its arms. It just probably would use its head instead.
you? Sure. Stomping on you? Yes. But grabbing you? Nah.
It could grab you. It could easily disembowel you with its claws, but it's more likely to use its head.
Number 2. Dino tail in the water.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Everything else is a genus, and then you just has dino tail in the water. Well, the Ampelus, I think he also had the species name. But you get what I mean. This is not even a species or a genus. This is just dino tail in water.
Hugely important events happened in 2008 that shook the world. The first Iron Man movie was released. Barack Obama was elected to office. YouTuber Sea Monsters video
Oh god, not one of these stupid fake... That looks like one of those fake mermaid videos.
uploaded the following video, which seems to show the tail of a not as dead as it's supposed to be dinosaur.
Dude, what kind of dinosaur has a fucking shark tail? None.
All of equal importance. Those who want to believe are adamant that this is some type of prehistoric marine lizard with a 3-pronged tail.
But dinosaurs aren't lizards. So if it's a lizard, it's not a dinosaur.
Not at all worrying. However,
Also, I feel like that's a sea lion. That looks like a sea lion to me.
there are those out there with a more skeptic viewpoint. The non-believers would have you think that this is nothing but a seal, though I have to say, it looks way too big to just be a seal.
What do you mean it looks way too big? It could be very close to the camera.
And the 3-pronged nature of the tail, that looks straight up terrifying monster or dinosaur.
What the fuck do you mean straight up terrifying monster dinosaur? How mainstream are you?
Us.
It looks like a sea lion to me.
The other theory being put forward by skeptics,
I only see 2 prongs. It looks 2 prongs to me. Maybe is that a third one? I don't know. It's probably a sea lion. Maybe like a small whale.
who just love to ruin everything with their quote-unquote logic, is that it's just a manatee. And as for the 3-pronged tail, they think it's just a regular tail that's been injured by a collision with a boat propeller.
That's possible. But yeah, also, it doesn't even look anything like a dinosaur or even a lizard. It just looks... it's mammalian.
It's a well-thought-out theory, we'll give them that. But if you slow down the footage, it really does look like an actually 3-pronged tail. As there are no details...
It looks 2-pronged. That's just like extra water. It looks 2-pronged to me.
On where the footage was taken, it's difficult to comment further. However, one thing is for certain. Whatever the creature is, it's big. What do you think? Could it actually be some sort of prehistoric beast? Or perhaps even some sort of animal yet to be discovered? Or is it just loads of otters clumped together in a weird formation? Let us know.
The fact an otter doesn't even look like that. That's not an otter. The fact that this is number 2 is absolutely insane.
You think it might be in the comment section below. Number 1. Canadian Velociraptor.
What the hell do you mean, Canadian Velociraptor? This is just getting more and more ridiculous. Velociraptors are not even in North America.
It's the briefest of clips.
God, in other words, one of those stupid caught-on-camera things.
This footage captured by a Canadian photographer seems to capture something
Velociraptors are not North American. There is no way a Velociraptor would be in Canada.
incredibly interesting. What appears to be a little Velociraptor, darts across the screen, shooting from
Dude, why did this become one of those shitty caught-on-camera things?
left to right. Did you catch it? While there's every chance it's just an ordinary lizard or a really ugly baby, when you watch
What
it
the hell do you mean, a really ugly baby? And also, why are you switching between two different videos? These are two different quote-unquote caught-on-camera videos.
slow motion, it certainly looks like
That doesn't... Why are you showing a low-poly T-Rex?
what we've been told Velociraptors
Does this guy think T-Rex and Velociraptor are the same thing? That, by his logic, it seems so.
look like.
Oh my god, that was horrible. And also, what the heck is that sussy thing on the side? And that AI-generated snake. This is so bad. Oh, and guess who commented on the video? The finest. Of course he did. Another shitty paleontology channel.